Hi guys, it's me, your biology facilitator, Dr. Seema Sharma, and you are watching my YouTube channel, BioHub. Dear friends, in this video, I have covered the major differences between DNA and RNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. DNA is made up of two long polynucleotide chains. And RNA is made up of only one polynucleotide chain, which is generally shorter than DNA and is of variable length. DNA is double-stranded and RNA is single-stranded. Soon after the origin of life on this earth, DNA took over the responsibility of storing and transferring genetic information. On the other hand, RNA agreed to translate genetic information into proteins. Now let's take up the difference in structure. DNA has a twisted ladder-like structure called double helix. On the other hand, RNA has a straight, twisted or loop form single helix. On the basis of coiling, DNA generally exists in three forms and these forms are bDNA, aDNA and zDNA. And out of these, bDNA rules the world. On the other hand, RNA generally exists in A form. Now let's take up the difference in the sugar molecule. Both DNA and RNA contain 5 carbon containing sugar molecule which is called as pentose. But in case of DNA, it is deoxyribose and in case of RNA, this pentose sugar is called ribose. There is minor difference between these two types of sugars and that can be figured out with the help of structural and chemical formula of this sugar. Sugar molecule of DNA contains only 4 oxygen atoms and a hydrogen atom at carbon number 2. On the other hand, ribose sugar has 5 oxygen atoms and a hydroxyl group at position 2. Now let's take up the differences between the bases. Both DNA and RNA, they have 4 nitrogenous bases that pair up like puzzle pieces. But the catch is, in DNA, adenine pairs with thymine and in case of RNA, adenine pairs with uracil. Coming to other 2 bases, they are guanine and cytosine. So, both in DNA and RNA, guanine pairs with cytosine. Now, let's see the types of DNA and RNA. In general, DNA exists in these 3 forms. Number 1, genomic DNA, which is actually the nuclear DNA found in the nucleus. Second is mitochondrial DNA found in the mitochondrion. And third is plasmid DNA, which is present in prokaryotes, generally bacteria. On the other hand, RNA are of these major 6 types: messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA, transfer RNA, small nuclear RNA, microRNA and ribozyme. Next parameter of differences about stability. DNA is more stable due to double-stranded structure and deoxyribose sugar. On the other hand, RNA is less stable because it's single-stranded structure and it has ribose sugar. Now, there are certain advantages of stable structure of DNA. Let's take up those. First advantage is that it is more resistant to hydrolysis and enzymatic degradation. Second, it is less prone to breakage. Third, it is more resilient. Resilient means tough. Fourth, it is less prone to mutations because it has thymine in it. Though RNA is less stable, but there are certain advantages of this low stability of RNA. Let's know about those. First, lower stability leads to faster turnover and adaptation to changing cellular needs. Second, it can fold into complex structures with diverse functions. Now let's take up the disadvantages of lower stability. First, it is less resilient. Second, it is more prone to mutations because it has uracil as one of the nitrogenous bases. Now let's compare the replication ability of these 2 biomolecules. You know, DNA is a self-replicating biomolecule and its mode of replication is semi-conservative. On the other hand, RNA is a non-self-replicating biomolecule. It can only be synthesized from DNA. When DNA has to replicate itself, it unbinds and makes complementary strand of its own. That is what semi-conservative mode of replication is. On the other hand, RNA do not unbind and build complementary strand on its own. During replication, DNA creates 2 identical copies. On the other hand, RNA do not have this ability. Next important parameter of difference is about the functions. DNA is the genetic material of majority of living organisms. On the other hand, RNA carry genetic information from DNA to cytoplasm. DNA, it transmits hereditary materials from parents to offsprings. RNA deliver amino acids to the ribosomes during protein synthesis. DNA is very essential for the overall growth, development of living beings. On the other hand, RNA helps in translation, which is actually protein synthesis. But in addition to that, it also plays a vital role in regulating gene expressions, modifies other RNAs, and even acts as a genetic material in a few of the viruses. So that's it about the major differences between DNA and RNA. And here is the tabulated summary of all those 7 differences which we have just discussed in this video between these two types of biomolecules. Do go through these for recap purpose. Now it's time to sign out, but I'm leaving you with some very funny jokes on DNA and RNA. Do go through these. They will also help you to retain the major differences between these. With this, I'm going to wind up this video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting BioHub. Good luck. Bye-bye.